Hello, this is Sinister here with a new video. In this video, I'm going to be doing my video of contact mission content on wrong contact missions. So, to start off, on screen you're seeing Romance Isn't Dead. By the way, TP Industries just serves as a tutorial mission for like meeting Trevor and Ron, so that one's not covered. But yeah, Romance Isn't Dead requires the rank of your character to be rank 13 at a minimum to start the job. Players is 1 to 4 players. The RP reward on hard, no modifiers, is 1,150. The money for the flat rate before the 1.16 update was $1,500. And then by spending 16 plus minutes, the maximum time you get paid for at the maximum pay is $18,780. So now I check if there's any fun facts, but as I'm doing that, you can destroy 2 of the free vans. That won't impact the mission at all. Even if you're playing with multiple players, you can do that, I'm pretty sure. Even when playing with multiple players, you should be able to destroy all except 1 vehicle to make the mission more convenient. But yeah. Maximum number of enemies to kill is 24, and that includes the vehicle enemies as well. And there actually is not any fun facts for this mission, to be exact. And apparently the time of day takes place actually at exactly 9 o'clock at night.
Hey, you stalking me or just really into your new job?
By the way, for the mission on the last clip, I recommend you use the Oppressor Mark II. And this one I do recommend the Armored Kuruma for the most part. And the reason you'll pretty much see on the screen. But the mission you're seeing right now is Fueling the Flames, which has a minimum starting rank of rank 20 in order to host a job. It's also a 1 to 4 player mission. The RP reward on hard is 1,270. And then the money reward for 16 plus minutes, maximum money is $19,200. And when I got back onto the table thing, it seems the flat rate disappeared, so I won't be using it for the rest of the video, by the way. But it's a pretty pointless stat anyways, the flat rate for before the 1.16 update, as it's outdated. And now to see if there's any fun facts or anything. And there is not, so I'm going to be going on to the next clip. Now I'll be talking about the mission Turbine Carbine as shown on the screen. I also recommend Armored Kuruma, but I'll mention some sort of strategy as well that can work pretty well, but when I did a test run before, it didn't for me personally. But regardless, the minimum rank for hosting this is rank 25, and then it's a 1 to 4 player mission again. The RP reward on hard no modifiers is 1,560, and then the money reward no modifiers 16 plus minutes for maximum pay is $19,500. And now to see if there's any fun facts or anything, which I'm sure there is this time around. Alright, so you can go on one of the turbines with yellow scaffolding, and you can try to use a suppressed sniper rifle or anything, any sort of sniper rifle. You can use a suppressed one and try to kill the people from up there. However, I tried it and it didn't seem that effective for me personally, but for you it might be much more effective. You might have to be pretty careful with it though. I tried being careful with it, but I still didn't have much success on a test run I did. And then for the only fun fact, necessarily the mission was originally called Blow in the Wind. And I'll be going on to the next clip.
What a surprise! My favorite mute. Thank you.
As for this mission, we got the mission Damon Run, which is also a rank 25 minimum in order to host the job. It's also a 2 to 4 player mission this time around, so you will need at least another player. The max RP you can get on hard no modifiers is 1,690, and then the maximum amount of money that you can get for 16 plus minutes on hard no modifiers is $19,500 as well, just like the last mission. Now let's see if there's any fun facts or anything, and there is not, so I'll be going on to the next clip.
Bust MC! Do a private podcast! We lost one, dog! Shit! Rob's hit! I'll kill you, motherfucker! Hey, civilian! Fuck off before they get hurt! Hey! Man down!
This mission that you're going to be seeing on screen right now is called Base Invaders, which, by the way, this is a really hard one to solo, so you might really want to consider doing this with at least one other person, but it is soloable, as you'll see on the screen. The minimum ranked in order to start this is rank 27. The amount of players for this mission is 1 to 4. The max RP you can get on hard, no modifiers, is going to be 1,460. And then the maximum money on hard, no modifiers, 16 plus minutes, is going to be $19,620. Now to see if there's any fun facts or anything that I want to go over. And there is, yes, there is. It's kind of a mouthful for this one, so I'll be going over a lot. And by the way, you're not going to want to destroy the Valum, since that should fail the mission, I'm pretty sure. Which you don't have to go into the you don't have to take the Valen to Fort Zancudo, you just have to go into it in order for the marker to trigger in order to give you the next destination, which is Fort Zancudo, where you destroy these lasers. By the way, I recommend the Hydra purely, or basically any fast fighter jet with overpowered weaponry. That's pretty much going to be your best bet for destroying the lasers and quickly getting to the cargo bob without dying. Yeah, it's recommended that you phone Meriwether security and request a helicopter, apparently. That's destroying the Valen will fail the mission. I personally wouldn't use Meriwether security to request a helicopter for any reason, unless you don't really have much of an arsenal of like weaponized vehicles or anything. But yeah, the Valen is not a great option for going in there as well. The thing suggests as a tip. A lot of these tips aren't really that necessary to go over though. Plus, I don't really typically go over these tips. There hasn't really been much I was really able to put in this episode so far. So there's a lot of like extra time and stuff to go over things at this point. You can, by the way, get an armored crewman in there. You just have to like use the day one method of getting into the base, basically, where you drive a vehicle into the military base by like using an incline or whatever around the military base to get the armored crewman in here. Or if you're doing it with a friend, you can have a friend use their cargo bob and airlift your armored crewman into the military base. If you want to use the armored crewman really bad for any reason. And I'll be going over the fun facts right now. I was in the tips section since I do understand this mission is definitely going to be a really hard one. By the way, I recommend really being precise with the explosive cannons when you get towards the hangar, since as you see, once you eliminate the enemies in there, it becomes so easy. But yeah, the name's a reference to the video game Space Invaders, apparently the name of the mission. The mission's also very similar to the mission Cargo Bob in Grand Theft Auto 5, which is a heist setup for the Meriwether heist. And in both missions, you need to steal a cargo bob from Fort Zancudo and deliver it to the Sandy Shores airfield. However, the military during the missions are scaled down, of course, because it would be like impossible if the military acted like how they typically do. Because otherwise you would have like P996 lasers after you, which is crazy. And apparently, unlike the High Life update, the mission now spawns enemies endlessly. So the mission never used to spawn the enemies endlessly, but as of the High Life update, enemies will spawn endlessly in this mission. Which is why I said this mission is very hard, and you should probably have another player, but if you're good enough, definitely you can solo the mission. And then you will not gain a 1 level until you're noticed by a soldier on like free mode, where you'll get it right in once entering Fort Zancudo. Which, by the way, the 1 level doesn't really impact much on this mission. It's just really relevant in the base, and it's possible to avoid it altogether by not boarding the Valen until the end of the mission. Which that could potentially be a easy way to do it, but the military will still be active and there will still be infinite respawns for them, and it's apparently a useless tactic, it says as well, as no law enforcement will pursue outside Fort Zancudo, as you will see on the screen. And then the military mesas, strangely, in the base aren't Crusaders, but they're apparently Meriwether mesas with a tan body. And this is one of 4 missions, like American Export, Stock to Stock, And then a sequel, Doxa Stock 2, that requires you to steal a cargo bob from Fort Zancudo. And this is the only mission where it's not given by Lester Crest that has you steal the, of course, cargo bob. And then the P996 lasers that need to be destroyed can also be piloted, and you can also use it to your advantage, of course, if you know how to pilot one, that is. And as for this mission, I'll be getting to it. It's crank up the volume. And I recommend the weaponized Tampa for this, so you can easily shoot out the driver of the camper or RV. It's either the camper or the journey. But yeah, with the weaponized Tampa, you can shoot out the people really easily, which is why I recommend it for this mission. But yeah, the minimum rank requirement to host is rank 30. It's a 1 to 4 player mission, of course. The RP reward on hard, no modifiers, is 1,200. And then the max money you can make 16 plus minutes on hard, no modifiers is $19,800. And then I'll see if there's any fun facts or anything. There's a couple, and the first one says, ironically, the mission Messed Up requires you to steal a journey from Liquor Ace, meaning that this mission is pretty similar to the Messed Up mission earlier, which was from like Gerald or whatever. And then the name of the mission is a play of the word crank, which is slang for methamphetamine. And then the idiom crank up the volume, which raises the volume of an audio device, is what it basically means. And then I'll wait for this to get to the next mission, as it's so close there's no point in going to a next clip. But yeah, this one over here is landing gear, which requires you to be rank 55 minimum in order to start the mission. Or of course you can use a second character. I didn't mention that on this part yet. It's a 4 to 6 player mission, which by the way is the only 4 to 6 player mission, at least for non-DLC. Yeah, at least for non-DLC missions. And I'm pretty sure it is the only 4 to 6 player mission, so this mission requires the most people out of any mission. So, the RP reward on hard as well is no modifiers, max is 2,800. And then the max money reward at 16 plus minutes on hard, no modifiers, is $21,300. Yeah, personally, I would recommend the Armored Kuruma. Other people on my team used like Mark II oppressors and stuff like that. And by the way, you only need to deliver one of the planes. The other planes can be destroyed, which my team did figure out eventually. But now let's see if there's any like fun facts or anything. Yeah, I'll probably get a lot more than you typically do just because it requires the most people. When pretty much every other mission that you can't solo is a 2-player minimum mission. But yeah, the fun fact actually was you don't need to deliver all planes, as I mentioned, as I was looking at my video, of course. As delivering one completes the mission, even if 2 are destroyed. And also, I'll throw in this fun fact as well. Everyone except one other person disliked, and the other person just didn't vote, I'm pretty sure. But regardless, on to the last clip. finally, the last Ron mission of the video, and in general, of course, is Wet Workers, which has a minimum rank requirement of rank 55, just like the last mission. However, it's a 1 to 4 player mission. The maximum RP on hard, no modifiers, is 3,650. And then the maximum amount of money you can make on hard, 16 plus minutes, no modifiers, is $21,300. By the way, I recommend the Oppressor Mark II on this one. And now to see if there's any fun facts. By the way, for the last part of this mission, I don't recommend you get a vehicle, because the enemies are going to come like fast enough where they'll probably start being able to attack you before you can get your vehicle recalled. But if somehow you can manage to get your vehicle to spawn in time, then I guess use the same vehicle, of course, that you used for the beginning part of the mission. But I do recommend the Oppressor Mark II personally. And yeah, there's a couple fun facts I have here. Wet work, in the case of this mission, spelled wet work, is a euphemism for assassination. Apparently wet refers to blood spilled for a crime. And I think that would make sense if it weren't renamed to Wet Workers, which is what I'll get into with this last fun fact. The mission was previously called Wet Work, but it was renamed because the heist update brought a heist setup that ended up being called Wet Work, which was for the prison break heist. One of those heist setups was called Wet Work. But finally, what do I think about Ron's contact missions? I think Ron was basically a better Gerald, to be honest. Don't think the mission variety, to be quite honest, was that much different. I think it incorporated a lot of Gerald and a little tiny bit of Simeon. But I don't think Ron was much better of a contact than Simeon. Just a little tiny bit. And my personal best mission, I think my personal best mission was Base Invaders. Even though it's pretty challenging solo, I am pretty good at finding good ways to get contact missions done. And it was like the most rewarding. But if you can get a good group together, I would then recommend the landing gear mission, whatever it was called. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. Hope you enjoyed.